I've been waiting, anticipating. This could finally be the end. Life's degrading, hope is fading. I could really use a friend. Remember when we got way too drunk? We said this is too fun, we can never go back to that. I miss the nights when I could feel young, thinking I was so strong. Now my light is faded like an old tap. Someone tell me this is not the best we're gonna get, 'cause I can't keep on living life with nothing but regret. Life is meant to be lived, but I can't afford it. They don't give a fuck about us down here. Even when you wanna party, you cannot get started when you don't got money for beer. I don't want to waste my time earning someone else's dollars and dimes. Life is meant to be lived, but I can't afford it. They don't give a fuck about us down here. Even when you wanna party, you cannot get started when you don't got money for beer. I don't want to waste my time earning someone else's dollars and dimes. I don't dollars and dimes.
Hello. Welcome back to another stream. I think I'm going to upload the song. I'm just going to fucking send it. So give me 1 sec while I do that, because fuck it. Doesn't matter. Matters. No one's listening anyway. Let's see here. Ugh, I hate two-factor authentication. Hello, failed robot. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Oh, one fuck. So this shit. There we go. How's your Wednesday? Oh, fucking hell. Sorry. It'll be going much better once I get through this two-factor authentication. How about yourself? Here we go. Okay. 1 5. All right. There we go. Okay. Upload music. I guess I can show this. I don't really think there's anything that's like bad to show on this. Let me look real quick. I think this is safe to show. Let me pull this up. Also, the ad is coming, so prepare. Brace yourself. All right. Let's go here. There we go. So, Has this been previously released? No, it's being released as Sweet Apple. Release date. Fuck it. It comes out today. Congratulations. The song is out already. Magic. Pop. Electronic. Drum and bass, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. I would say house, maybe. Chill out. Sure. I don't know what the fuck that is, but sure. Oh yeah, I gotta turn my captions on. There. Okay. Okay. Album art. Boop, 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 boop. Hello. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. Yes. That's fine. All right. Those genres make sense. I agree. I'm glad. All right. Title. The world is burning, so I must dance. No. This is the normal version. Upload audio. The world is burning, so I must dance. I wrote this song. Music and lyrics. Me. Explicit lyrics. Of course. Nice cover art. Thank you. I made it myself. Song contains lyrics. Yes, it does. Does this song include AI generated music or vocals? No. Never. Preview clip start time. Let the streaming services decide. 69. LMAO. I literally, like, no one fucking buys music, so I just set it to 69 because I think that's funny. Like, genuinely, no one's gonna buy this shit anyway. Let's see here. Performer, banjo. No. Vocal accompaniment. Sweet Apple. Producer. Executive producer. I'll just say producer. Sweet Apple. All right. I won't use promo services. Yeah, that shit's stupid and it doesn't even work. First of all, it's bots. It's always bots. Second of all, it doesn't even fucking work. Like, genuinely. All right, continue. Let's play it again. While we wait. Oh, right. This shit. No, use my originals. Thank you.
I've been waiting.
There we go.
Anticipating. This could finally be the end.
Bum.
Life's degrading. Hope is fading. I could really use a friend.
Just gonna share the hyper follow and then we'll get into the game.
Remember Remember when we got way too drunk? We said this is too fun, we can never go back to that. I miss the nights when I could feel young, thinking I was so strong. Now my light is faded like an old tap. Someone tell me this is not the best we're gonna get, 'cause I can't keep on living life with nothing but regret. This life is meant to be lived, but I can't afford it. They don't give a fuck about us down here. Even when you wanna party, you cannot get started when you don't got money for beer. I don't want to waste my time earning someone else's dollars and dimes. When you do not wake up, you'll finally know peace. When you do not wake up, you'll finally know peace. This life is meant to be lived, but I can't afford it. They don't give a fuck about us down here. Even when you wanna party, you cannot get started when you don't got money for beer. I don't want to waste my time earning someone else's dollars and dimes. I don't want to waste my time earning someone.
Really like the bass in my headphones. Thank you. I literally spent like a million years trying to dial that shit in. My over-ear headphones. Hell yeah.
When you do not wake up, you'll finally know peace.
Yeah, I think over-ear headphones would be what we call hearing aids. I believe that's the common name for that. Let's see here. I gotta change my game capture. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Bum 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 boom 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 boom. Did I just see the ad break about to start? No, there's no way. It already happened. I don't know what that notification was. All right, anyway. March 28th, 3:02 p.m. Detention Center Visitors Room. You withheld information from me. Why? I didn't withhold anything, or at least I didn't mean to. Okay, so you are a member of Berry Big Circus, right? No, I mean, yes, but no. I'm not really a member. I'm still new. That's irrelevant. You're still a member. He died. Case closed. It's over. He died. Let's try this again. Why didn't you tell us? Because it would have looked so suspicious. Me being a performer in the circus show? And me being friends with Bronco. I thought that if anyone found out, nobody would believe I was innocent. Not even you, Kay. I thought I'd made it clear that I believed in you. But when you stare at me like that, I get so terrified. You're a real smooth operator, aren't you, Miles? Any other clients scaring tips you want to share? You're really not helping, Fender. And at this rate, it sounds like we really will need to question him about everything all over again. Uh-oh, so what do you do at the circus, Simeon? I'm an animal tamer. Well, kind of. I'm still learning the ropes. That's so cool! Do you get to train lions and tigers and bears and stuff? Oh my. Lions, tigers, bears, oh my! No. I work with this little guy. Looks pretty tame already to me. So you're not exactly a tamer. More like one of those old-timey organ grinders. What? They let him have the monkey in here? I mean, I guess that's pretty on par for this place, actually. Not now, monkey. I'm trying to... Oh, you little scamp. He on some Ratatouille shit. What the fuck? Something tells me it's the organ grinder who's been monkeyed around. When we spoke to you before, you said you worked at a company. I was telling the truth. The circus really is a company. We all have titles and everything. The ringmaster's the CEO, and I'm, well, I guess you'd call me a gopher. I even have a line manager. She's head of the animal training department. It's part of the showbiz division. She's such an inspiration. There isn't a creature in the world she couldn't convince to do her bidding. Heh, even Miles here? I'd like to see somebody whip him into shape. I am not some kind of creature, Fender. So this line manager, was she working with you on the show? Yes, it was just us two. It wasn't all that big of a job compared to what we normally do. She's usually the one performing on stage. I just do all the monkey work. But I did a bit part this time. So only 2 members of the circus are relevant to this case. All right, talk me through your movements here at the facility. Sure. I came to see Bronco out around noon 2 days ago. And that was when you brought him the chess set? Yes, and that same evening I started work on setting up the stage in the yard. It was so hard. I had to haul everything in by myself over multiple trips. They let us use one of the rooms in the prison for storage. Workshop A, I think. Okay, interesting. So is that where those tarps came from? Workshop A, where Knight's body was found. You mean your boss didn't help you? Oh no! I could never ask her to schlep all that stuff around. Like I said, the monkey work's my job. Once it was all set up, we did a run through and it must have been, midnight by the time I left. The next morning, I was back and ready for the show, which started at 8 a.m. Then we performed till 10? So Mr. Saint was the only one of the pair to have entered the room where the body was found. Yeah, that's not helping our case, big dog. And Knight's body was found immediately after the show had ended. Do you have any idea why you were arrested? And why so quickly? I've never seen a guy get booked so fast. Surely even Lil Winter couldn't just... Lil Winter. Wouldn't just pull somebody in on a hunch.
Never underestimate the power of an underdeveloped intellect.
Ugh, ain't that the truth? Fuck. I think I might know why. When I was moving all the stuff, I went to go see how he was doing. Bronco, I mean.
You went to the holding cells on your own? Tell me you had permission.
No, it wasn't a formal visit or anything, so I just sort of snuck over and hoped no one spotted me.
But you just seen him earlier the same day. Why take the risk?
I've known him since we were kids. Both of us were all alone. He doesn't have any family, you see. Just like me. I knew he'd be feeling lonely, that he'd want somebody to talk to, so I had to go see him.
You don't have any family?
I, for a while, had my dad, but he passed away when I was a little kid.
Losing one's father as a child. I know that pain all too well.
He's just like you and me, Mr. Edgeworth.
There was nobody else nearby when you went to see him?
No, the other holding cells were empty, and I didn't see any guards.
Well, somebody must have seen you, or you wouldn't be in there.
Oh no, I messed up so bad, didn't I?
So the assumption is that something happened while the two were alone together. At least, I imagine that would be Winter and Judge Gavel's thinking. In any case, I think we'll need to speak to your boss next.
Last I heard, she's supposed to be around today too. Somewhere in the yard. Tell her I'm sorry, won't you? I'm so sorry. I can't believe I let this happen.
Sure thing, Simeon. We're here for you. If there's anything else we can do, just say the word.
But, I mean, there's nothing I can do for you in return.
You don't have to worry about that. We're friends. We know what it's like to be in your shoes. We're all part of the same club after all. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had little reason to kill Knights. If anything, you're the one most affected by his passing. And what's more, I simply don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Rest assured, we believe you, and we will get you out of here.
Well, what do we have here? A gosh darn defense attorney, that's what. Bravo, big guy. I can't believe I'm saying it, but you even reminded me of your old man for a moment there.
I did?
From the Book of Gregory. An attorney is a friend of the friendless. Simeon, me bucko, this guy'll suffer any hardship for your friendship. Things are gonna be Shipley amazing. Shipley?
I didn't realize Talk Like a Pirate Day had come early this year, Fender.
But that's the thing. You never know when a pirate will strike next. Anyway, kid, you want some candy? No thanks. I don't like sweet stuff. Oh, huh. Bummer.
I wouldn't mind a nice ship myself.
Girl, me too. Fuck.
A great thief's galleon for the dread pirate K. Yar, me hearties! We'll sail the seven seas together and claim the greatest treasure of all, the truth!
Shiver me timbers, you two will be the death of me. Come on, let's set sail for the prison yard, but no sea shanties on the way, please.
Look, the shutter's open!
That's the way out to the yard, I believe. Time for the shanties.
Lukey's boat is painted green. Hi, me boys.
Let's go take a look. Come on, what are you waiting for?
Someone's excited.
March 28th, 3:37 p.m. Prison yard.
So this is the famous yard. The circus performance was taking place here just before the body was discovered.
Check it out. It's like a backdrop to some epic festival.
Most of the prisoners were assembled here when the body was discovered, which means that anybody who saw the show has an alibi. All right, time to take a look around. Okay.
Stop hitting me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Cease and desist, you beast.
Oh no.
Somebody, ouch. Help me. Stay, Isaiah, stay. Who's that?
Trouble, that's who.
Oh, you found a new friend to play with. Good for you, girl. Play with? Your elephant nearly ate me. No way, she'd never do a thing like that. Isaiah doesn't even bite. At least not very often.
So she does have a taste for human flesh.
How did you like meeting a real live elephant up close? Aren't you glad you did? Yeah, glad I didn't die. But you did have fun, right? Right?
There, sweetie. Don't cry. She had a wonderful time, didn't you, Kay?
Don't mislead the poor girl, Fender.
She did? Oh, I'm so happy.
Here, let me make it up to you. How about a hug? Creepy. Ah! Keep your trunk to yourself.
Aw, another new friend. Isn't this just the best day ever?
I am Associate Defense Attorney Miles Edgeworth.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Regina. It's so nice to meet you. I'm Kay, Great Thief Extraordinaire and Mr. Associate Defense Attorney's Great Associate.
Oh my god, that's a mouthful.
And this self-introduction brought to you by the word convoluted.
Indeed.
And your elephant's newest friend is Mr. Fender, the defense attorney. Oh, she's not just any elephant. That's Isaiah, the Asian elephant. Isaiah stopped the second you told her to. You really have a way with animals, Regina. Well, I wouldn't be much of an animal tamer if I didn't. What? So you're Simeon's boss? That's right, Regina Barry, head of the Animal Taming Department's Showbiz Division, Barry Big Circus. It's so lovely to meet all of you.
The pleasure's all ours, mademoiselle. Name's Eddie Fender. I'm a bit of an ace attorney.
So much for whipping me into shape.
Yes. She's perfect.
What are you muttering to yourself about, Kay?
Oh, the club! Yeah.
That positivity, that charisma, that energy. Regina, you'd make a perfect partner in crime for the great thief Yatagarasu. Great thief? That sounds like fun. My animals and I have stolen the spotlight quite a bit in our time. That's the one thing we don't want to steal. Gotta keep it on the down low, all stealthy ninja-like. But where's the fun without a show? The down low sounds like it might get me down. Bummer. I think we've got a fundamental difference of opinion going on here.
It would indeed appear that negotiations have broken down. Maybe next time, Kay.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get cracking. Too bad we can't see much of what's beyond that metal fence, though.
Indeed, and we're in sore need of information in addition to evidence. Therefore, we should make an effort to talk with any persons of interest as well.
Oh. Okay.
An Asian elephant named Asia, and one of Berry Big Circus's many animals. She certainly seems very fond of petting humans based on what we've seen. Well, most humans.
You can't just glare at her like that, Mr. Edgeworth. She'll think you're trying to show her who's boss.
Are you telling me she thinks I'm one of her kind?
No, just that she respects you, I guess.
How comforting. A wicker basket, or rather a cart given the wheels.
Ooh, smells like animals.
I suppose they must have been using it to move things around.
Hey, wouldn't it be fun to hop in and race it down a hill? Ooh, you know what else would be fun? Racing down a hill in office chairs.
Where did any of that come from? This door appears to be locked.
Want me to open it? Can't guarantee anything, but I'll certainly give it a try.
No, if we deem it necessary, we will simply ask for the key.
Spoil sport. That could have been my chance to shine.
You're free to shine somewhere else, but you'll not make an audience out of me. This must be the stage for the show.
Do you think people would be interested in a great thieving show?
I'm sure the police would be very eager to attend.
Damn.
Hey!
Who are you shouting at?
Ponds like this usually have goldfish in them, right? I wanted to see if they'd come say hello.
I only see water striders.
Hey, water striders are cool. They can walk on water like ninjas. Whoosh, whoosh. Man, I wish I could do that.
So much for the goldfish.
Yeah, the goldfish doesn't appear to be doing too well. You again. Oh boy.
A simple, sturdily built well. I wonder if it was the work of the prisoners.
Somebody's left a bunch of tools lying around. There's a long piece of rope and a pretty heavy-looking weight. Let's see, it weighs 30 pounds. Oh, and there's some pulleys, too.
Kay, can you stop touching everything in sight?
Oh, come on. It's not like I was going to take anything.
What exactly were they being used for, I wonder?
Oh, come on. What was it? There's something here. There we go.
These chairs must have been for the audience.
Wow. I pity whoever had to put them all away.
Really? Why?
You've clearly never had to fold up a bunch of boring chairs before, huh?
Not personally. I've told other people to do it, though.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You gotta roll up your sleeves and help out once in a while.
I'll consider it.
Ah, Mr. Attorney, sir. And how are you today, if you don't mind me asking?
Today? We just talked to you earlier, Mr. Sawit.
Oh heavens, I do apologize. Ever since I came to call this place home, I've been working on my interpersonal skills, you see.
In order to be as annoying as possible?
I'm currently helping out with the circus show's stage teardown and cleanup. But if you have need of me, I'll do my utmost to help. I'm just chipping in and doing what I can, model prisoner that I am. Yes, my stay in this prison has seen me reborn. The Frank Sawit you see before you is a changed man.
A changed man who now targets the recently deceased?
No, you misunderstand. That was just a moment of madness.
A moment of madness? Ugh, you're a disgrace to all thieves everywhere.
You're right, of course. I can't deny it. I still have a long way to go.
As a thief?
Anyway, as you can see, I have a shiny new bracelet now. So it's the straight and narrow for me. Like I say, I'm a model prisoner.
And not that a real model prisoner would need to keep telling me that.
Yeah, for real. The lady doth protest too much. I'm doing everything I can to prepare for my eventual return to society.
You even skipped the show to focus on your training, didn't you?
That's right. Only 2 inmates were absent, Sawit and Canis. Why didn't you tell us about Mr. Canis sooner?
That. Look, I don't think there's an inmate in this prison who'd talk about him if they didn't have to. He's, well, you could say he's the real one in charge around here. You didn't hear it from me, but, well, I guess it comes with being the fixer.
The fixer?
Yes, anything you need, he can get it for you.
But how does he get away with it?
I'm not sure, but he's the only one who does. I heard he has a secret way of getting things into the facility. Well, in real life, it's usually through the guards.
I imagine being the fixer affords Canis certain privileges.
Not that I concern myself with such things anymore, of course. I'm far more interested in perfecting my mud pack application technique.
And what are these mud packs exactly?
They're a special type of mud treatment rich with minerals. It works wonders on their coats. I've been practicing on the animals here in the prison. I hope to treat them all eventually.
Speaking of mud, that reminds me of a certain piece of evidence. Maybe I should try presenting it to him.
Is it this? That's the rubber glove I dropped.
Would you care to explain why it's so dirty?
Oh, of course. That's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was giving one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened.
I see. Around what time would this have been?
Let's see. The show had already started, so around 9 a.m. perhaps? The thing is, the more mud I applied, the more in the zone I got, and the darker the animal's fur became. There's no trance quite like the trance one enters when one slathers an animal with thick, black mud.
I think the stress of prison might be getting to him.
Yeah, dude seems a little unhinged. Of course, it's all thanks to the warden that we have access to such wonderful distractions. I'm eternally grateful. I really, truly am. Was that what I needed to present? I think maybe? Yeah, that's not what I meant to click anyway. Oh, wait. No bluster. Damn. This is what I wanted, but even this I think is dubious. Yeah. Maybe that's it. We can always circle back, I guess. I don't think we really got anything out of that, though. Regina.
If you're the head of the animal taming department, you must be Mr. Saint's boss.
That's right. My dad founded the Berry Big Circus, but he passed away. He was murdered. I'm sorry to hear that. But we have a new ringmaster now, and he's made the circus bigger and better than ever. He's such a nice man, and he was a good friend of my dad's, too. Wow, that's great! Look at you! I know, right? It was his idea to set up departments like animal taming, magic, and ventriloquy. Only animal taming and ventriloquy have more than one person right now. But the Berry Big Circus is getting bigger and better day by day. Sounds like you guys are really going places.
They're getting on well. I'll leave them to it. Can you tell me about the show?
Oh, it's such a wonderful thing. It even has a story. And not just any story. It's a love story. Isn't that dreamy?
Sounds like a regular riot. So, who's the star of the show? Let me guess. You?
No, silly. That would be Asia. And she falls in love with none other than Regent the tiger. It's a heart-rending saga of forbidden interspecies romance.
Whoa, Nelly. I've heard of odd couples, but that takes the biscuit.
And that's not all. There's a love triangle, too. It's so romantic. That sounds pretty incredible, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
So the elephant is the heroine? I suppose there's a first time for everything. And, who's the third wheel?
Oh, that would be the big old meanie who tries to tear our star-crossed lovers apart. Ooh, what animal do you think it is, Mr. Edgeworth?
Given that it's a circus, perhaps a lion?
I think a raven would be cool, like the Yatagarasu. Nope, it's a sneaky monkey.
That's certainly lowered the stakes.
Oh, you mean money, right? Nope, again, the role of the monkey is played by Simeon. Money's far too small to play against Asia and Regent, silly. Anyway, the evil villain tries to tear apart Asia and Regent. What will become of the fated twosome? It's so exciting, isn't it? Wow, it sure is.
So, Mr. Saint was more than just the little helper he claims to be.
Poor Simeon. It'd be terrible if he couldn't perform with us anymore.
Can you tell me more about how you set things up for the performance?
Oh, that's not really my area. Simeon took care of all the lifting and carrying. He's such a sweetie. He offered to do everything by telling me to concentrate on the show. I did see him doing something near that well, though.
A well. I recall seeing one behind the stage. I should examine it in more detail.
You should have seen him moving those huge cages around all by himself. He's the total hero. Yeah. Sounds like something he would do.
Weeping all the while.
He was going back and forth between the yard here and some sort of workshop with all the equipment. The prison gave us special permission to use it for storage. But he was the only one who went down there, so I don't know much more than that.
The workshop must be the one where Knight's body was found. I guess this confirms that Mr. Saint was the only performer to have gone into Workshop A.
Oh, this sucks. All we're getting is information that works against us. You have to help Simeon, Mr. Attorney. We're all counting on you. Just leave it to us. He may not look it, but Mr. Edgeworth knows how to get things done.
And what exactly is he may not look it supposed to mean?
Okay, so clearly we haven't found everything. I don't think we need to talk to him. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Who's this? Oh, speak of the devil.
Regina, Cupcake! Oh, word in the guard! I've been simply dying to sit down for a chat, you exquisite little thing.
The prison.
And do you mind if I ask you a little about the prison?
Oh, not at all. This place is my pride and joy, my home. Sure, it was a prison when I first arrived, and it was awful, an utter disgrace.
Awful. I suppose you mean the prisoners were unruly?
I most certainly do not. They're angels, every one of them, and they always have been. No, it was the ambiance that was awful. I fretted, I brooded, and then it hit me. The animals. If anyone could brighten the place up, it was them. It is nice having them around. Isn't it just? And now look at my fabulous little family. Why, my darling Frankie is the very picture of rehabilitation.
Except when he's rifling through the dead men's pockets.
We have so many success stories among the family, but darling Frankie really is a marvel. He's thrown himself into his vocational training and is always the first to volunteer for everything. What, and your other model prisoners don't do that? Oh, of course they do, my dear, of course. They're all such triers, such doers. It's just that Frankie, let's just say he knows what's good for him.
What exactly does she mean by that?
Anyway, he's a very good boy, so do try to be nice to him, won't you? Loud, soaring music, great leaping animals. The Berry Big Circus truly has it all. And everybody who comes here gets to see it once a month. Really? In that case, let me see.
She'd better not be thinking of something to confess to. This monthly show, is it always performed by the Berry Big Circus?
But of course, sweetie. I'm Regina's biggest fan. That girl's my little princess, my superstar. She's so wonderfully talented. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. On the lips, huh? And she's so adorable, so sweet. I could just gobble her right up. You're not lying when you say you're her biggest fan, huh? Which is why I'm worried about her. So worried. It's all because of poor Simeon, you see. If he's found guilty, why, darling Regina will be devastated. So you simply must make sure that doesn't happen, Mr. Lawyer. Please, I'm begging you. If there's anything I can do to help you clear up this awful misunderstanding, you let me know. Regina, darling, you put on the most splendid show for us yet again. The stage, the stars, and you in particular, my princess, it was simply divine. That's so nice of you. I hope everyone else who watched enjoyed it too. About that, dear, I'm afraid I have something awful to confess. There were some absences, you see.
She must mean Canis and Sods.
We were 3 members short. Unbelievable, I know. How will you ever forgive me?
I'm sorry, but you're saying 3 inmates didn't attend the show?
That's right, sweetie. I counted the seats myself. 1, 2, 3 no-shows. And I always make sure there are enough seats for everybody. But, Mr. Edgeworth, that's not right, is it?
Indeed, as far as we were aware, Mr. Canis and Mr. Sod were the only ones not present. This doesn't add up. Who's the 3rd missing prisoner? What were they doing? It seems we need to investigate further.
Oh, I was enjoying my chat with dear Regina so much I almost forgot. I must feed the little one.
Little one?
Okay, goodbye.
Yikes! Oh my! Alligator! You're looking as adorable as always, Allie, my sweet. Aw, she's so pretty, and what a cute name. Yes, Allie the alligator, isn't she a darling? She's my favorite, aren't you? Yes, you are. I'm so jealous. Can I pet her? Of course, princess, of course.
Boy, howdy. These two were made for one another. They look like they'll be busy for a while.
Maybe we should, go back inside the prison and check the cells?
Yes, let's. Perhaps we can find a clue there as to who our 3rd missing prisoner might be.
Hilarious. March 28th, 4:02 p.m., prison corridor. Sir, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Whew, I finally caught up with you. Oh, it's Gumshoe.
Detective, you're not needed elsewhere?
No. The judge and the kid aren't here yet? Oh, and I got your message.
So you searched the victim's cell. Did you manage to turn anything up?
We struck gold, sir. Well, blood anyway. It was right there on the floor. Only in tiny specks, though, but at least it's something.
Yeah, it proves that the holding cell was the scene of the crime, right?
Not quite. It proves a possibility, but it's not conclusive yet.
Thought you say that, sir, which is why I ordered some follow-up work. I asked forensics to analyze the blood and see if it matches the victims. They're on it as we speak.
Nice work, Gummy. You thought of everything.
Detective, I must say I'm impressed. Did you hit your head or something?
Gee, don't look so surprised, sir.
I just hope things continue to go in our favor.
Alrighty, so that's proof that the murder happened in the detention center. And for our next trick,
We'll find out how that dog got over there.
don't worry, you can leave that one to me. Until the kid and his chaperone get here, we got the whole prison to ourselves. Which is why I brought my secret weapons along.
Secret weapons?
That's right. Few tools of the trade that have helped me bust more than a few cases wide open. Behold, the 7 secret weapons of Dick Gumshoe, ace detective extraordinaire. Well, I don't know about you crazy cats, but I'm sold. Miles?
Very well, Detective. We'll try using your secret weapons.
You got it, sir. Let me run you through the list. Secret weapon number 1, my old trusty metal detector. If it's made of steel, silver, or scrap, this little guy right here will find it.
So it detects metal. Very good, Detective.
Next up, secret weapon number 2. Missile, everyone's favorite crime-fighting canine. He can track pretty much any scent you put in front of him, especially food.
He sure is a lot cuter than Mr. Canis's dog.
And now for secret weapon number 3. Where'd I put it? Aha!
Am I one snapper short of a school, or is that a fishing rod? Don't tell me we're fishing for clues.
No. I mean, I just happen to have it with me is all.
I see. Well, onwards and upwards, Detective. Let's see what else you have.
That's all she wrote, sir.
Gummy, you're 4 secret weapons short of your so-called 7. And one of them was a fishing rod.
Sorry, but that's all for today, okay? I'll, show you the rest next time. Why do you think I call them secret? I can't go sharing everything all at once. That's crazy.
In that case, then, I suppose the 3 you've deemed to reveal to us will have to do for now.
All right. So which one do you want to try, sir?
Excuse me.
The metal detector seems promising.
Coming right up, sir. I'll just crank the old girl up, and away we go.
Is everything all right, Detective?
Uh-oh. Looks like I should have brought a spare battery.
Oof, that's not gonna be much help.
Sorry, sir. Looks like the metal detector will have to wait. Well, let's try something else. All right. Which one do you want to try, sir? You got it, sir. Hey, Missile, here, boy.
Aw, he really came.
So, what are we tracking?
We're trying to find out how Mr. Canis's dog got to the holding cells in the first place. I suspect the same route was used to bring Knight's body back to the prison.
So we give the pooch a sniff of the body.
And he'll find that route for us.
Does anyone else smell something sweet?
All I smell is the odor of blood.
It's faint, sir, but it's there. It's almost like cake, maybe?
Why would the body smell of cake?
Okay, Missile, get a noseful. Here we go. Follow that dog.
That's the way to.
He's headed for maximum security.
Uh-oh, he's going in.
Then we'll just have to follow after him.
Where's Canis? March 28th, 4:24 p.m. Prison maximum security.
This is Canis's cell, though the man himself is absent, it seems. Is he meeting with someone in the visitor's room?
Do you think Missile's onto something?
Shh!
Looks like maybe he is.
Oh shit. Missile's big mad.
Is there something here?
Let's get snooping, Mr. Edgeworth. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, that chisel on the floor is a bit smaller than the others.
I'm no woodworker, but perhaps it's an all-purpose one that can be used in a pinch regardless of the job.
An all-purpose pocket chisel. Makes sense. Always nice when your tools are useful and easy to carry.
Is that your opinion as a thief?
Nope, it's my opinion as a great thief.
I walked into that one.
You sure did.
Tea and rice crackers.
Oh, tea and rice crackers. Mr. Canis clearly doesn't lack for comforts.
I can think of worse ways to spend my time in jail than drinking tea and playing chess. I thought this was maximum security, not maximum comfort. How come nobody else gets this special treatment?
Complaining to me isn't going to help. Perhaps you could take it up with the man himself?
Yikes! No way! No thanks.
A Mr. Canis's chess set, complete with his special dog piece.
That's not a chess set. That's a whole chess table with legs. Looks like it might be worth something too.
It's not inconceivable, some of them are, and this is quite a nice one.
I never would have pegged Mr. Canis as a chess fan, though. Well, with the whole Eastern aesthetic he's got going, I thought he'd be more into Go.
Go, huh? Can you play?
I can play Go Fish.
Not the same thing, Kay. Not even close. Mr. Canis's chisels, every one a potential murder weapon.
That reminds me of something. The furrows in your brow, when you frown, it looks like somebody took a chisel to your forehead.
I have no idea what you mean.
See? They're so deep. Don't tell me you don't see it, Mr. Wood Carving Face.
Have you quite finished?
I'm trying to kind of wrinkle it a bit.
What's the matter, boy? Wait, is this cake what you after? Whoa, whoa, down, boy. Stop that. No, you can't have it. Dogs can't eat chocolate. You know that. If you won't behave, I'll just have to eat it myself. Not that.
That's some real outside the chocolate box thinking there. Not sure everybody agrees, though.
Gummy! I wanted some.
Daring of you both to assume the food in a prison is safe to eat. Wow. Daring or dumb?
So anyway, it looks like the cake was Cake Missile. It was really Cake Missile was tracking.
Talk about a waste of time. I suppose we got our just desserts.
But the little guy's definitely capable, right?
Sure he is. This was just, a blip. He'll follow the right scent this time, I promise. Seek, boy.
It's gonna be cake again, isn't it?
Oh, I think he's on to something. Whatever it is, it's in there.
Mr. Carcerito's cell. We need to take a look inside. Detective, call the guard.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, officer. Question before we begin. Is the prisoner, Mr. Carcerito, still in solitary?
No, sir. He came back a little while ago.
and he was here for the noon roll call. Guessed he must be on work duty someplace. I see. Now, if you would be so kind as to open his cell.
Yes, sir.
No way! He has a poster of himself? And right next to it is... Looks like he never lost the habit of making weight for a fight.
Once a boxer, always a boxer, I suppose. I see he also has quite the collection of supplements.
Muscle protein, hustle protein, soul-crushing protein. Yeah, that's a lot of protein.
Surely nobody trains like this for nothing.
So how many minutes do you think this timer is for, Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, Mr. Carcerito is a boxer, so 3 minutes would be my assumption. Same as the length of a round in boxing.
Thanks for playing, but the correct answer is kinda maybe about 2 minutes. Why? Because there's a crack in it and a bit of the sand spilled out.
Why does it hurt so much when she's right? It says Teddy in extremely poor handwriting, so this tire belongs to the bear. I wouldn't have thought it, but Mr. Carcerito and his ursine partner seem really close.
Wow, this takes me back. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, did you have a swing like this as a kid?
Not that I can recall, no.
So, what did you do for fun when you were a kid?
Chess, golf, flute practice.
Did you have any friends?
Why would you even think to ask that? This punching bag has certainly seen some use.
What breed were you again, Missile? Sure it wasn't a boxer?
No way.
No way indeed. Quickly, detective, move the sandbag aside.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. A hole! Could this be?
Whoa there. Wait, Missile.
I'm going in too.
Wait, stop!
Sir, I'll go get her. Oh, that's tight. Shouldn't have eaten that cake.
He's gone. Well, I'm not going in there. Guess we'll just have to wait. Hello, Kay? Are you all right?
You're not gonna believe this, but we're in the detention center.
The detention center?
That hole? It's a tunnel that leads right into Mr. Knight's cell.
What? Don't go anywhere. I'm on my way.
March 28th, 5:04 p.m. Detention Center, holding cell.
Kay,
Hey there, Mr. Edgeworth. Guess you could say we made a breakthrough.
quite. At least they came out unscathed, I think.
Sir, the floorboards under the bed were tore up.
So that's how they did it. There's no doubt about it. This must be the route we've been looking for. The corridor connecting the detention center and the prison is locked down by heavy security doors. But with the help of this tunnel, it can be circumvented. It was a sweet scent that started this whole search. Could it be that the scent was in fact coming from Knight's body after all?
Interesting.
Incidentally, Knight's body was covered in dirt. Dirt that might have come from being dragged through this tunnel. Kay, what was it like down there?
Well, it was pitch black, so I couldn't see a whole lot. Luckily, my camera has a flash, so I took some pictures.
Then let's see what you've captured.
Interesting.
Look at that.
spoons, fork. I guess these were for digging the tunnel. That aside, are those footprints?
Paw prints, even. From a dog, perhaps? This is a vital piece of evidence. However, it begs something of a question.
It does?
Mr. Carcerito has certainly been making use of this tunnel, which means... Detective, we need to find out where Mr. Carcerito is immediately. If my suspicions are correct.
Huh? Ah, nuts!
The guards were alerted and they began searching for Mr. Carcerito right away. But after a thorough investigation of both the prison and the detention center, he was nowhere to be found.
March 28th, 5:34 p.m. Detention center, corridor.
Well, have the police been notified?
Yes, ma'am. We just finished liaising. We just finished liaising with them a moment ago. They've set up a cordon around the entire facility.
Good. Oh, the first blemish on a prison's spotless reputation is always the ugliest.
It won't happen again, ma'am.
A rather different Warden Lagarde to the one we've seen so far.
Mr. Edgeworth, was it? I really can't thank you enough for finding that tunnel, darling. Sadly, it may have been a little too late. It seems he might have already left the building.
I'd say that's unlikely, Warden. After all, there's a security gate at the exit to the detention center. You're not suggesting he simply walked through it?
What's to say there was only one tunnel, sweetie?
I suppose that's true.
Well, whatever the case, this is no time to be standing around chit-chatting. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind continuing your investigation?
It would be my pleasure.
And you three can get back to your posts.
Yes, ma'am. Detective, the results of the blood test just came back from the lab.
Thanks, pal.
Let's see what they have to tell us about the blood found in Knight's cell.
What does it say, Mr. Edgeworth?
They've identified the blood, and it's Knight's.
Nice job, everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work, huh? We've got Knight's blood in his holding cell, a tunnel a dog clearly went through, and security footage showing Knight being attacked by the dog in his cell. Case closed.
We have all the evidence we need. Let's see what Mr. Canis has to say for himself.
Canis? Oh, darlings. Are you sure? Do be careful around him, won't you? He's as well connected on the outside as he is in here.
I suppose he would have to be. How else would the so-called fixer stay in business?
The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. I've even had to lend them a hand myself, you know.
So that's what that was all about.
He's still not talking, ma'am? Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct?
No, and I've tried so many times I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blank report.
I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack.
You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct?
Why, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Canis is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. But no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word.
A prison warden conducting interrogations herself. That's irregular to say the least.
Let your guard down and he'll devour you whole. Be careful, darlings. You've been warned.
Wow. And here I thought things couldn't get any spicier. Oh, ooh-wee.
I was like, what the fuck is that word?
How? Ugh. March 28th, 5:55 p.m. Prison maximum security.
Judge Gavel. I didn't expect to find you here.
We have been conducting inquiries, which... Hey, what's good, Skatement? I'm good. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Which, given that we are in charge of the investigation, is hardly strange. What is strange is that you are still here, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave you a warning, did I not? Not much. I did just set up my song for distro today. So that's hype. Let me pull that up real quick. The cover art's real derpy. I think you'll get a kick out of it. One sec. Here we go. Copy. Here we go. And then switch to desktop. In case you have any interest, here's the hyperfollow you could pre-save it at, but this is the cover art. Yeah. You've heard the song before already at this point. I do. It's just the cheapest, and I haven't had any issues with it. But that's that's what I've been using for fucking ever at this point, honestly. And yeah, it's worked pretty well for me, even though they kind of suck as a company. But also 3-stream streak. I see that. Let's go. Hell yeah, bro. But yeah, what do you distro with, or do you distro your own stuff? That cover looks nice. Thank you. Thank you. Here, let me pull up the actual image because it looks a little bit better. Where is that? I use RouteNote. It's a free alternative to DistroKid. Oh, interesting. I haven't heard of that. Let me look that up real quick. RouteNote, sell your music online. Neat. This is very new to me. Let's see. Why RouteNote? Create your music, distribute worldwide. Interesting. I've never heard of this before. I'm gonna have to look into this more. RouteNote is like DistroKid, but you can distribute your music for free. That's very cool. Free forever. That unlimited artist. Damn. You know, I've been thinking about migrating, but it's just kind of such a pain in the ass. But damn, maybe this is the move. Interesting. Huh, I'm gonna have to look into this more. But yeah, I think the biggest thing that keeps me on DistroKid is that like it's like $5 a year or something like that. So it's so cheap that it generally is just not worth the hassle of migrating to something else, you know? I've always said though, if they ever fuck me over in like one of those bot playlists that try to promote themselves by adding you randomly, I hate that shit. It hasn't happened in like a couple years, thankfully, but if I get taken down by that, I'm just gonna migrate off of DistroKid officially and never look back. I told you that your badge was at risk should our paths cross again, and yet here you are.
I'm sorry that you thought that I might be so easily discouraged, Your Honor. But I am not about to let the truth slip from my grasp, no matter what you or the committee might say. I am here to present a certain someone with evidence that you yourself should have uncovered.
You have more business with me, I take it, Mr. Edgeworth.
I do. I promised I would be back to prove that you were the killer, and here I am.
The only trade-off is that you get less royalties, like less money. You get 80% of royalties or 80% of what you're paid, while RouteNote takes to the 20%. I don't really care about the money. I just rather stay independent and make music for fun, so I'll continue using it. Yeah, honestly, that's not even a bad trade-off. Like, for free distro, 20% cut. Especially because, like, fuck, man, I don't make anything off of my music. I might make, like, 10 to 20 bucks a year on my music, you know? Like, it's it basically DistroKid pays for itself that much, but like I'm not sweating whatever 20% of that, the $2 that would be. Psh, that's no biggie. And like, if I get to the point that enough people are streaming my music that 20% is a significant amount of money, then that 80% is a even more significant amount of money, and I'm not gonna be mad about that. You know what I mean? Like, that's perfectly reasonable. I think, yeah. Like I said, I think the main thing that keeps me on DistroKid is just that I already have everything on it, and it'd be a pain in the ass to migrate. But that's dope. That's a good deal. This should be amusing. Very well. Whenever you are ready.
Objection!
Oh, shut up, Wiener.
Not so fast. We have some truths of our own to share. First-rate deductions, in fact. Indeed. We are now more certain than ever that Simeon Saint was the murderer, and that only he could have moved Mr. Knight from his holding cell to the prison proper. We shall prove this to you beyond a shadow of a doubt. But first, a question. Are you quite determined to continue on this course, Mr. Edgeworth? Should you fail to rebut our deductions, there will be no going back. Your very career hangs in the balance.
Oh, you mean you'll take his badge if you don't like how this goes? That's intimidation.
Not at all. If anything, I am showing him mercy. This is not Mr. Edgeworth's case. It never was, and I am under no obligation to hear him out. If he is prepared to accept the potential ramifications of his actions, I will allow him one last chance. Well, are you truly willing to take the risk to put your beloved badge on the line? Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir!
I accept your terms. I am confident of my reasoning, and what's more, I am representing the firm of Edgeworth & Co., and I do not intend to besmirch its name. My duty will be done, and I will not be intimidated.
I think it depends on the user, but when you distribute using Root Note, it can take a while when your song gets approved by Root Note moderation. But it's not that long. In my case, my songs got approved and distributed in like almost a month. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure the process the Root Note moderation go through is lengthy. That's only bad part. Yeah. I think for me, I'll probably just stick with DistroKid for now, because I can get stuff out. Like, I just submitted that song, and I said that the release date is today. It'll probably be out maybe by Saturday if I'm lucky, but definitely by Monday. And then you can actually pay more and get it put on instantly, and I've considered that, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to upgrade and pay more. It's still pretty cheap, but yeah. I think I'm just impatient. When I want to put something out, I just want it out. I think I would forget to promote my shit like at all if I had to wait a month, because I would just forget that it's coming out. I'm so bad at promoting my music. Yeah. I'm so bad. Like, I make one post on Threads, and that's usually like about it. I made a post today sharing the hyper follow and being like, coming out whenever, I guess. And then I'll make another post when it actually comes out. And that's about the extent of my promotion. Because, like, at the end of the day, I'm making this shit for me. Like, do I want people to engage with it? Of course. Like, who doesn't want to be seen, right? But if I let myself think about that shit too much or put too much into trying to get it seen, it just makes me more bummed that no one cares. But, like, it's not reasonable to expect people to just care, because that's just not how the world works. Everyone's got their own shit going on. If you want people to be invested, you have to make them be invested. I'm just not willing to put all that effort in, because the dividends do not pay off enough. At least not for me. By the power vested in me by the almighty goddess of justice, let this judgment commence. This feels like the final showdown. Eustace, if you will allow me. Fine by me. He's all yours, Cavell. Let me see here. Wow, I don't know why that got dinged. I don't really know how to promote. I just upload my music onto BandLab and SoundCloud, and if I could, I make the visualizer or audio video for YouTube. A song of mine, Phantasma, isn't on YouTube yet. I don't know if I should make a visualizer, audio video, or music video. So, I mean, if you want some like really basic promo strats that will like definitely get your song out there, because first of all, setting expectations, engagement on social media is very rarely above 1% engagement. So like if you get 1,000 views, you should only expect, what is 1% would be like 100 people, like 10 to 100 people to interact in any way. And of that 1%, an even smaller portion will interact like deeply and like actually engage in the song and like go to whatever link you're pushing or whatever. So the trick is just volume. What I used to do is I would just make like really short meme edits, like 10-15 second videos, and then just like upload them to TikTok. Stuff like SpongeBob or whatever's trendy. And that's all I would do. And it works. It definitely gets your shit more seen, but it yeah. It's a lot of effort for pretty low payoff. The other way is like running a bunch of ads, but that takes a lot of money to get payoffs. Like Google ads and Facebook ads are pretty effective, but you got to have the money. Like you got to be spending at least like $500 a month on that shit, you know? But meme videos work pretty well. Like something short, punny with the song in the background. You don't even need to make the song the focal point. Just like put it in clips that'll generate engagement, and people will eventually start clicking the song about at the same rate if you make something that's focused on the song. It's annoying. Everyone on the internet just wants the specific slop they're looking for fed to them. So if you package your stuff within the confines of least common denominator slop, it'll hit the algo and people will find it. Everyone consumes the internet like this, basically. They sit there, they go, give it to me, slop, please. And if you shovel it in, they'll take it. Yeah, for visualizers, it's mostly the album cover, but moving. The only true music video-ish thing is the You're Still on My Memories music video. Sometimes it's just the album cover and the song. And I mean, you could look up Skateman on YouTube. Yeah, let me pull it up. Let's see here. But yeah, you can also post stuff like that on like Threads. Threads doesn't really engage. The only visual media that you get like significant traction with on Threads is like straight up slop. I don't use Threads ever. That's fair. It's fine. Like it's it's like any social media, you know, you shovel people their slop. Why the hell is there Arabic Michael Jackson there? I have no idea and it's 2 fucking hours long. God damn. What the fuck? Let's see. Oh, with an I. There we go. Well, you actually come up when you get searched. That's a good start. I don't even know if I come up. Yes. So, Hello Stranger official audio. This or more like this. Oh yeah, I see. So yeah. I mean, this is good. You could post this on IG too. Just crop it to be square. You could totally just post that. It really doesn't take a whole lot, and it's mostly just consistency and volume. Social media is kind of boring, honestly, in that. But yeah, that's also why I don't really try to promote my stuff anymore, because like it'll just suck the fucking joy out of it so fast, because it's all algorithms. There's no like creativity in it. You shovel people the slop they want. Skateman is an uncommon stage name. With my previous stage name, NSK, discoverability was very difficult. That's one of the main reasons I changed my stage name. That's fair, yeah, for sure. That's a good strategy, because here, let me pull up. I don't even think I'm gonna come up. Let's see. YouTube. Oops. YouTube. Sweet apple. Yeah. Yeah, some fucking indie band comes up for me. Search up Sweet Apple and most probably you'll get a video of a literal apple. Yeah. Let's see how far down I am, if I even come up. What the fuck? Oh, it's me. It's literally me right now. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Oh, here I am. Sweet apple. Damn. I'm way down there. Alrighty. You are aware of the incident involving Mr. Knight the day before yesterday, I assume? He assaulted an innocent guard and stole his keys. Later, in the middle of moving a large animal cage, Mr. Saint stopped by Mr. Knight's cell for a little visit. But yeah, the only reason I use Threads is because its algorithm hasn't completely shut down growth. Pretty much every other social media is pretty much a walled garden. If you don't already have a following, it's pretty impossible to get traction elsewhere. And Threads is starting to become that a bit, but it's not quite that bad, and I already have a decent following there, so it's like usable. But it's all slop. The internet is just slop. I blame companies mostly. Everything's so algorithm driven that it's the only shit that really bubbles to the surface is least common denominator slop, which is a shame because this isn't even me being like, oh, I wish people engaged in my stuff. This is me speaking as a consumer of content. Like, I go on YouTube and I try to find interesting things to watch, and like, there's fuck all that's interesting. Everything is just iterations of the same bullshit, and it's so fucking boring. It kills me. Like, fuck. The internet used to be so like interesting, and there used to be random bullshit that you'd never seen before all the time, and now it's just so samey and corporate and boring. Oh, it kills me. That's why you should choose your stage name wisely. Think of the discoverability. The main reason I've changed from NSK to Skatemint is because when I put my songs on iTunes, the algorithm doesn't count the slash symbols, so my music got mixed up with a bunch of other NSKs, so I had to change it to something more creative and rare. Yeah, for sure. If like your main goal is growth, you gotta really heavily consider, what your branding choices like that, for sure. I think I just don't really care. I have no expectations of success in music at this point in my life. I'm just making what I want to make. He slipped into the cage, and there he hid as he was wheeled to one of the prison's workshops.
It figures she was going to bring up Mr. Saint going to Knight's cell.
Yesterday, after you so kindly made us aware of the security camera footage, we decided to take a look at it ourselves. Perhaps you would like to see what we found? This is a still from the footage we received. Mr. Saint
speaking with Knight at his cell.
Correct. You will also note that he positioned the cage in such a way as to obscure the camera's view. It is this blind spot that Mr. Knight exploited in order to enter the cage undetected. I think it depends on the user, but when you distribute... Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Here we go. Besides, NSK was just a username I had. Before music, I was uploading random videos, mostly about streamers reacting or doing a cover of songs I like. I think you saw a bit of that when you looked up my channel. My YouTube channel now 100% on my music. I no longer will upload random videos. Yeah, that's fair. I think that you seem to have a pretty clear vision for what you want to do. And YouTube seems like a solid platform. I think that YouTube or Twitch are really the main growers online right now.
You just got to figure out your niche and how to serve the algorithm within that niche, and you'll find growth.
A blind spot, which means that the camera wouldn't have been able to capture the moment Knight entered the cage, if he did at all. So it's still possible that he didn't actually leave his cell at this point.
I don't get it. Why would Mr. Knight want to hide in the cage?
There is really only one possibility. He intended to escape.
A prison break. That's so cool. Mr. Carcerito, Mr. Knight, everybody's doing it. I have to step up my game.
Okay, now is really not the time. Mr. Carcerito's escape is no laughing matter.
It is my belief that Mr. Saint helped Mr. Knight with his escape attempt. That is to say, he was his accomplice. Wow, go Simeon!
That wasn't a compliment.
I understand that the cage was briefly taken to one of the workshops. I imagine that had things gone to plan, Mr. Knight would have remained in the cage until after the show, and then removed from the premises along with the rest of the circus's equipment. Unfortunately for Mr. Knight, Mr. Saint had other ideas.
Okay, not taking anything seriously? Yeah. And that's what we love about her, you know? Life is just one big cosmic joke, and if you ain't laughing, you're crying.
He killed his friend in cold blood.
Judge Gavel's argument seems reasonable, but there must be a fault in her logic somewhere, and I'm going to find it.
Hold it!
Your Honor, about this incident.
You've heard about it, of course. Surely any attorney with his salt would have sources.
Yes, I'm aware of it, of course.
Then you are wasting both our time. Shall we continue?
Actually, this makes me ask something. What is your favorite assistant so far? There's been like 4. Maya, Pearly, Emma, and Kay. Probably Kay, because she's a little bit anarchic, and I like that. Oh, wait, that was a new statement. Let me go back.
Hold it!
Though that could also just be a recency bias as well. But yeah, it'd probably be either Kay or Maya.
Do you have any proof that Knight stole the keys?
I can think of no other reason for him to carry out such a brutal attack.
Which, like, Maya and Kay are very similar, so that definitely tracks. I like the chaotic energy, you know?
Once the god he assaulted regains consciousness, I am sure he will confirm our suspicions.
We love Maya, the OG assistant, the burger lover. Yes, absolutely. Also, especially Maya, I feel like kind of has a little bit of stony energy, and I love that.
I wouldn't be so sure. Perhaps I should press her further on her reasonings. Sorry, but I believe there's a flaw in your reasoning. If Knight had the keys, there was nothing to stop him from leaving whenever he wanted. Why wait for Mr. Saint? There was no need, surely.
He chose the option he deemed most likely to succeed. He stole the keys and hid them somewhere. Then waited for an opportune moment to present itself.
He hid the keys? I'm afraid you might have made an uncharacteristic oversight, Your Honor. But Knight wasn't hiding any keys. That has been proven already. And this is the piece of evidence that proves Knight didn't have the keys.
Boom, 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 boom. I don't know that we have anything that proves that. Well, obviously we do. I mean, maybe I can present the keys and like he would have had them on him if that were the case.
Take that!
Let's... Oh, okay. Okay.
Since you know about the incident, I assume you must already know this, but after the assault, the guards searched both Knight and his cell and no keys were found. And if the whereabouts of the keys cannot be proven, then neither can your theory.
I have considered the matter of the missing keys, and I do not think it is an issue. I believe he had them. After all, the guards only stated that they were unable to locate them. And this is because they were cleverly hidden inside the pocket chess set.
Knight's chess set. The same set in which the murder weapon was also allegedly hidden?
Was it? I can't help but wonder about that.
What? But you're the one who proposed it.
Actually, if you recall, that was Eustace's assertion.
So the two of them aren't of one mind on this, I take it.
Allow me to restate the facts. Mr. Knight hid the keys he stole from the guard inside his chess set. When Mr. Saint came to see him, Mr. Knight used the keys to open his cell and climbed inside the cage. He was then moved from his holding cell to that workshop in the prison proper. All with the help of his friend and accomplice. Mr. Wiener, yeah, for real. Fucking hate that guy. Had things gone according to plan, he would have been taken out of the facility after the show. But they did not. Instead, his accomplice murdered him while his show was taking place in the yard.
Objection!
But Mr. Saint was a part of that performance. How would he have even had time to commit the murder?
How indeed? Allow me to explain. As you know, many stage performances follow a set narrative. Yesterday's show was one such example.
She's done her homework, I see.
The suspect played the role of the antagonist opposite the elephantine heroine of the show. In the latter part of the performance, the heroine's love prevails and the villain is defeated. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage by the heroine.
He's sent flying by the elephant?
Isn't that dangerous? Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. In other words, the suspect did not appear on stage for a period of approximately 15 minutes.
And you're saying the crime took place during that time?
Yes, I'm afraid so. After all, it's more than a sufficient window, wouldn't you say so?
Committing the crime and returning to the stage in that short 15-minute window is only possible, assuming that the murder took place in the prison proper. But in fact, Your Honor, the real scene of the crime was Knight's cell.
I seem to remember telling you that I would not accept that part of the security footage into evidence.
And you won't have to. I have proof of a different kind, you corrupt fuck.
Very well. Would you be so good as to present it? What proof do you have that the murder took place in the victim's holding cell?
Take that!
This appears to be a photograph of the floor? Almighty goddess of justice, grant me patience.
That floor you're so dismissive of, you corrupt fuck, has traces of Knight's blood on it.
Traces, you say? Is this evidence reliable? After all, I don't believe you have access to the necessary forensics operatives.
Objection!
You corrupt fuck, yeah. Exactly.
I have my resources. A certain blunt instrument, you might say, but a reliable one.
Bro has beef with the judge, yeah. The detective.
How very unfortunate for him. Perhaps before you decide to circumvent the law, you might have considered that the committee's influence extends to the police. Oh no, now Gummy's badge is on the line too.
Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you at risk as well.
I will enter the fact that Mr. Knight's blood was found in the holding cell into evidence. However... Yeah! Bad luck, idiots! You're really on the edge now, Mr. Worthless!
Mr. Winner, I had forgotten you were there. It was nice while it lasted.
I just butted in to tell you that your entire argument is one big inconsistency. You showed us camera footage of a dog killing Mr. Knight in his cell. Are you saying the mutt also wiped the blood up before it left the scene? Uh-oh. What other tricks can it do, huh? A blood-wiping dog. You're a joke.
You'd have wiped that blood up, wouldn't you, boy? Yes, Helmut. Yes, you would.
It was fine until he started talking. What?
That was one of the tricks I taught him before our work together was so rudely cut short. He's a very tidy boy, you know. Never misses a drop. It wouldn't do to leave any evidence after all.
Saved. By an assassin of all people.
Jeez Louise, you could have just taught the little guy to shake hands. Oh, he does that marvelously too. Although, the way I taught him to do it is somewhat unorthodox. First, he bites down hard on the victim's hand. Then,
La 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 la. I'm not listening. Wiener's crying, lol, boo-hoo, cry about it. Yes. Oh, tears of unfathomable sadness. Delicious. I see. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems you may have gathered some evidence worth considering.
Your understanding is much appreciated.
Wait, I'm not done yet. I just thought of something else. Overruled.
oh boy, somebody's taken no prisoners.
Eustace, would you be so kind as to allow me? All yours, Gavel.
Well, do you accept the truth now? The crime took place in Knight's holding cell, and the assassin's dog was the killer.
My position is the same as it was yesterday. I have been paid to hold this. Until you can explain how the dog moved between the prison and the detention center, I cannot accept your theory into evidence. All yours, Gavel. He's not even referring to her as your honor. What the hell? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, she very clearly has no honor.
I thought you might say that, which is why I'd like to show you something else. This piece of evidence shows how the dog could freely travel between the prison and the detention center.
Take that!
This is...
It's a secret passageway. It runs beneath the prison.
What? A secret passageway?
It was dug by one Mr. Rocco Carcerito, escapee. It leads from his prison cell to a certain holding cell in the detention center. Yes, the very one where the victim was being held.
Well, this is certainly a surprise. To think that it was beneath our feet this entire time.
Mr. Canis, you knew of this tunnel, didn't you? Because it's the same tunnel that was used to carry out the murder.
In the name of the goddess of justice, overruled, Mr. Edgeworth. You are out of line. You've nearly demonstrated how corrupt I am.
Hold it.
How so, Your Honor?
Overruled.
Evidence is everything, whether in a court of law or at the scene of an investigation. Mr. Carcerito sounds very Italian. I think it's pronounced carcerato. Yeah, I guess it just kind of depends how you pronounce incarcerated. But yeah, because it's kind of based on carcerate, like incarcerated, right? But yeah, it does sound very Italian. Well, it just so happens that I have some evidence of my own. Bronco Knight's autopsy reports.
His autopsy report.
When did we get that?
How do you not know you had it?
The police handed it to me only a short while ago. The findings are still preliminary, but it has something of value to tell us nonetheless. The goddess of justice speaks to us through these pages, Mr. Edgeworth. Cause of death: stab wound to the throat, and the weapon is said to be a sharp blade of some sort. It seems the victim was stabbed repeatedly in the same spot, resulting in an ugly wound. As such, the police have yet to identify the exact shape of the weapon. But its overall nature seems to be beyond question. It is a bladed metal instrument. In light of this evidence, do you truly wish to continue with your flight of fancy? Or will you now claim that the dog used a knife instead?
But that's impossible.
That will be all. This court is adjourned.
But the tunnel, the paw prints.
What of them? Helmet is something of a wanderer. Perhaps he just happened to cross this tunnel one day. Although I couldn't say for certain. I myself cannot wander quite so freely.
That would be quite the coincidence. But I can't prove it's not the case either.
She sure knows how to keep a secret, huh? Kinda wish she'd kicked us in the teeth a little earlier with that.
She was baiting me, waiting for the perfect moment to crush me with that autopsy report. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
You are a lead attorney for the defense, correct, Mr. Fender? This is the interim autopsy report in question. I do apologize for the delay.
Yeah, no sweat. Thanks for hooking us up. Let's see. Sharp blade. Yep, this all checks out. Yep.
Mr. Fender? A handshake is not necessary when receiving official court documents, you know. So please feel free to let go of my hand. It's not a holy relic after all.
I was just trying to be friendly, Your Honor.
Had you lingered a moment longer, the goddess of justice would have spoken to you through my gavel.
All right, I got it.
Nice work, Gavel. Just like we planned it. I did only as you instructed, Eustace, but thank you.
Fender is a defender. I bet his name is like I'm a defender or something. I think we know his name. Hold on, let me check here. Eddie Fender. Yeah, you were pretty much spot on. Eddie Fender, a defender.
This report came from the police. I have no choice but to accept its legitimacy.
Eddie Fender. Ace Attorney sure know how to do name puns. They sure do. They've made an art form of it. That's for sure.
But if the dog didn't kill Knight, then that takes Canis out of the running.
The goddess of justice speaks to me, Mr. Edgeworth, and she is merciful. She tells me that you might yet keep your badge if you will finally abandon this fruitless quest.
What's our move, sir? I think she really means it this time.
What do you think, detective? My answer remains the same, Judge Gavelle. I will see my duty done, and I will not be intimidated.
Even with how things stand, you still refuse to concede. This may very well be your last chance. Your badge hangs by a thread.
Then let it fall if it must. I have something far more important to protect as an associate attorney. My client.
The goddess of justice is no doubt saddened by your refusal to accept yet another offer of mercy.
Attaboy, Miles. That's what I like to see. Looks like the defense never rests is really starting to mean something to you. Credit to your old man, though. He's the one who said it first.
My father?
In fact, I could swear I saw Gregory's spirit in you for a second there. You said that you've changed since your days in Von Karma's shadow. I didn't believe you at first, but I'm starting to.
Thank you, Fender.
All right, kids. This is where the rubber really hits the road. Put your thinking caps on. It's make or break time. If it's true that Knight was offed with a bladed weapon, does our whole case really fall apart?
A bladed weapon? Of course! There were 5 chisels in Canis' cell when we last looked. A former assassin certainly wouldn't struggle to commit murder with a tool like that. In which case, the weapon that killed Knight was...
Have you quite finished? It would be in your best interest to...
Evidence is everything. It may well be my little catchphrase, but it's also true. So the murder weapon was a sharp blade, then where is it? The guards didn't find it.
Why can't you just let this go? So what if they didn't find it? What are you driving at?
What if I were to tell you that I now know what the real murder weapon was? And it was right under our noses this whole time. Indeed. It was one of Mr. Canis' chisels.
What?
Overruled.
Overruled. I would advise you to stop bombarding us with your irresponsible, half-baked theories, Mr. Edgeworth. You have repeatedly insisted that Mr. Knight was killed in his cell by a dog.
I simply go where the evidence takes me, both in the courtroom and at the scene of a crime.
I just noticed Gavelle is a play on the word gavel the Hammer judges use. Yes, it is. I wonder what her first name is, if that like adds to the pun. Verity Gavel. Not really.
If the murder weapon was in fact a chisel, then yes, the murderer could not have been the dog. But that begs the question of what exactly it was we saw in the security footage.
Oh yeah? The security footage? How do you explain that, Mr. Smarty Pants?
An excellent question. The footage shows Mr. Canis' dog jumping up at Knight. The dog attacked Knight, but he didn't kill the man.
He didn't?
No. Knight was merely knocked out. The dog didn't drag a corpse through the tunnel. He dragged an alive but unconscious Knight.
Interesting. Verity Gavelle. Yeah, the pun is just the last name, not the whole name. Yeah. I'm always a little disappointed when they don't do something with the first name too, but that's fair. They could have done maybe Lottie Gavelle, like loud gavel. I'm not sure, but I always appreciate the pun names. They're fun.
The real killer was the dog's master.
Oh, I get it. By bringing Knight here, Mr. Canis could finish the job.
And he could definitely use one of his chisels to do it.
Correct. You, Bodhidharma Canis, you're the only one who could have done it.
Vanga Gavelle. Vanga Gavelle would be funny as hell.
Objection!
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, you ever get this on your report card? Refuses to listen. Must learn to respect others.
Bang the gavel, bang the gavel. Yeah, no, that's so funny.
Are you asking me or confessing to what's on yours?
We already searched Mr. Canis' cell from top to bottom, right, Gavel? Yes, we even inspected his chisels, all 4 of them. 4?
I think so, buddy.
There wasn't a speck of blood.
Hold it!
Why, thank you, Your Honor. You have just confirmed my theory that you are a corrupt fuck.
I have? What exactly do you mean?
The last time we were here, there were 5 chisels, not 4.
Oh yeah, I remember counting them. Definitely 5.
And the one that's missing is the small one. The one we thought might be a pocket chisel. Mr. Canis, where did you hide that chisel?
A pocket chisel. And what use might I have for such a thing? I'm rarely allowed to leave my cell.
In which case, he shouldn't have had the chance to dispose of the weapon. Heh. You've dug your own grave, Mr. Canis.
You seem to have an idea where this missing chisel might be, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you enlighten us?
For a man who can't leave his cell of his own volition, Mr. Canis could have only hidden the chisel here.
The pun name for Gavel is not bad, but I preferred her other name. Justine Courtney. Justice Court. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, it's a little more punny than Gavel. Like, I agree. I like that one better. Or it could also be just in court, like she was just in court recently as well. Yeah, no, I like that one better for sure.
Mr. Canis is still a prisoner despite the comfort he enjoys. He's rarely allowed out of his cell. He could have given the chisel to his dog to leave somewhere.
Yeah, I can see that for sure, yeah.
But that would have been far from ideal. He would have no way of guaranteeing where it might end up.
Intriguing. Do go on, Mr. Edgeworth.
Furthermore, this room is the one place where a bladed instrument wouldn't raise an eyebrow. 4 chisels, 5 chisels, who's counting? I am. A fact he took full advantage of.
Ah, the old keep the incriminating evidence close routine. Classic.
Objection!
But I looked. I searched the whole cell myself, and there's just nowhere he could have hidden it.
I am certain that the murder weapon is here, and that the reason why no one has found it yet is because you are complicit, because it was hidden in such an ingenious manner.
Do enlighten us, Mr. Edgeworth. What was my ingenious plan?
Think, Miles. There must be a hiding spot he could make use of. Think about when you came in here previously. What are you missing?
He's not showing us out permanently, right?
Let's get out of here. Come on.
The dog. He hasn't made a sound today. When we were here before, he barked and growled repeatedly. Canis even encouraged him to do so.
It's in the dog's mouth?
That must be it. I knew something was off. I can hardly believe it, but I think I know where he hid the murder weapon.
Giving up already? I expected more of you, Mr. Edgeworth.
As well you should, if you would give me a moment. For this piece of evidence shows where you hid the murder weapon.
Oh boy. Okay. I don't think it's here.
Take that!
Maybe? Okay.
Your dog. He seems unusually quiet today.
I was overthinking that one a bit.
Oh yeah, unlike last time when... Mr. Canis, if you would be so kind to open Helmut's mouth.
Oh, come now. He hasn't barked because he is a well-behaved boy. I had to order him to last time.
Then order him again, this instant.
It's not like we're asking for the world, Mr. Canis. Or do you have something to hide?
If you insist. Come on, Helmut. Open up.
Hey.
And there we have it. A chisel that was that small was easy enough for a dog of his size to...
What? A chisel in the dog? Why is there a chisel in the dog?
I thought he'd been strangely quiet. I guess his brain has finally caught up.
Damn. This is totally going to turn into one of those scenarios where it's like, never attribute to malice that which can be sufficiently explained by stupidity. Crazy.
Eustace, why don't you be a good boy and call forensics? Tell them it's urgent. Oh, okay.
Our findings are as follows. Traces of blood were detected on the chisel.
What?
Not such a half-baked theory after all, was it?
All right, so we're all on the same page here. This is our murder weapon, yeah?
The forensic evidence cannot be ignored. We have no choice but to concede that this is most likely the case. I'm sorry, Mr. Canis. I was unable to protect you. I mean... nothing. Mr. Canis, in light of the discovery of the murder weapon, the court demands that you explain yourself.
We found the route your dog took to the holding cells, and now we have the chisel. How do you propose to talk your way out of this one?
You never fail to entertain, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why does he always laugh like that, even when it's not funny?
Poor Helmut. How could they suspect us? You leave me little choice. I shall simply have to share with you the truth. I did not kill anyone. I've grown tired of killing.
I found the name puns for some of the characters. Eddie Fender, a defender. Eustace Winner, useless winner. Ooh, it could also be kind of read as useless whiner a little bit. Not one-to-one, but I wonder if that's an intentional double entendre. Verity Gavel. Verity means truth. Gavel is to play on gavel. Yeah. You and I were right after all on most of these. And Mr. Wiener's name pun makes it so much sense. Yes, for sure. I love the name puns in these games. They're honestly one of the best parts.
Something's not right. Why is he so calm?
Very well. The court will hear Mr. Canis' testimony. If you would be so kind.
Gladly. Perhaps you might begin by explaining what you believe my motive to have been. I never knew this knight, and I had no contact with him, no connection whatsoever. Given that this is the case, why would I possibly wish him dead? Could it be you're suggesting that it was my canine companion who had the motive instead? Helmut only bares his fangs when I tell him to. I'm not so bloodthirsty that I would kill a man I did not know.
I mean, when he puts it that way.
An assassin who only kills his acquaintances. Not the soundest business model, I agree.
My work required me to deal with strangers, of course, but murder for its own sake? That's not my style.
So I need to prove a link between Knight and Canis.
I can see Useless Whiner, but he brags about being the best, hence his old name. Yeah. Sebastian the Best. Oh, that makes sense. The Best is a play on the best. Yeah. I think it was pronounced the bestie, but he is definitely not our bestie. I would agree. Yeah, that makes sense, because especially a lot of people in the States and in Canada say THs. They pronounce THs like the as duh, like a D sound. So that definitely tracks. The best. Let's see. Never knew Knight. I had no contact with him. Oh. Presents.
Objection!
Got him. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That was like right in the mic. Damn.
You're getting sloppy, Mr. Canis. You may have trained your dog to clean up your mess, but some things still require a human touch.
I didn't even hear it. Good. My noise gate is functioning well.
We found this in the victim's room. It's the record of a game of correspondence chess. What's more, the game depicted matches the game laid out on your board.
What?
The number of possible games has been calculated to be 10 to the power of 120, and that's on the low end.
Wait, so that's 10 times 10, 120 times over, right? 100, 1,000. I give up. I mean, what do you even call a number that big?
A vanishingly unlikely coincidence, that's what. Now, tell us why you killed Knight. Unless that is, you would prefer to explain the coincidence.
Well, they do say that truth is stranger than fiction. It is, as you say, a coincidence.
But that's totally impossible. We just proved that.
A coincidence of a different kind, child. I never imagined my correspondent was the victim, you see. Yet here we are. Helmut is as surprised as I am, aren't you, Helmut? Yes, yes. I suppose there's nothing for it but to finally tell the truth. Boy. The other prisoners had all gone to the yard, you see. There was a show of some sort, I believe. Here I was minding my own business, when in comes Helmut, dragging a corpse of all things. I had quite the shock, not least because the murder weapon was still in the poor fellow's neck. Of course, I was none too keen on becoming a suspect, so I had Helmut take the body to the workshop. Once there, he removed the murder weapon and brought it back to me, just as I had asked.
The dog pulled out the murder weapon in the workshop?
Indeed he did. Removing it here would have made an awful mess after all.
You know something? That makes total sense. Remember what Mr. Sawit said, Mr. Edgeworth? That huge black dog. Had sunk its terrible teeth into the victim's throat.
Right.
I see. So what Mr. Sawit actually saw was Helmut removing the murder weapon then.
Precisely. I can't say I wasn't a little disappointed that he was spotted, of course. Silly boy, it's not like you to slip up like that, is it now? And there you have it. That is about all there is to tell. I did not kill the man, and most I'm responsible for the removal of the weapon. Now will that be all? Poor Helmut is growing restless.
Objection!
Sorry, but if you could entertain us for just a little longer, Mr. Canis.
Fender?
No offense, Palio, but I don't think you've quite told us everything. I'm sure we'd all like to know why you thought you needed to pull the chisel out in the first place.
He's right. It makes sense that he would move the body to avoid suspicion. But Canis had no reason at all to recover that murder weapon.
So the mute one isn't as dumb as I thought.
Please answer the question, Mr. Canis.
It was because of the bell. The one attached to the chisel and the one around Helmut's neck.
I think the only one here without a name pun is Canis. Kind of struggling to find the pun in Canis. I mean, I don't know his full name. Canis is Latin for the family of animals that dogs belong to. Boom, got you. Canis lupus is wolves, to be specific, to give you an example.
Of course. They were something of a trademark of yours, were they not?
And then the his first name is like, I believe, a reference to Buddhism. Where is he? Yeah, Bodhidharma, I believe, is something in Buddhism, which kind of tracks too with the imagery in his cell. Yeah, it makes sense. He's always with his dog. Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. How does that even work?
Bodhidharma Canis, the blind butcher, his appearance was always announced by the sound of bells.
Actually, let's see here. What is Regina Berry doing there in the list of profiles? The circus, the Big Berry Circus is here. So we interviewed her a little bit ago. Let's see here. Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma is a monk. Okay. A semi-legendary Buddhist monk who lived during the 5th or 6th century CE. He is traditionally credited as the transmitter of Chan Buddhism to China and is regarded as its first Chinese patriarch. So yeah. I think it's a combo of his name or his aesthetic and then the dog. That makes sense. Oh, I remember the Very Big Circus. That case was a lot. Yeah. Everyone in that case belongs in jail, just not for the murder.
You flatter me. Though it's been some years since you last saw one of them, you remember them well.
Your knife and its attached bell were one of the pieces of evidence seized in our case against you.
Yes, it was but one of my bells. One of only 2 in existence.
Just 2?
2 and only 2. One for my knife, and one for my beloved Helmut, exquisitely crafted, utterly unique.
Everyone except Regina deserves to be in jail, dude. It's more like circus of pedophiles. Yeah, no, 100%. Like, what the fuck? They all creepy as hell for that. For real, for real, for real.
There we go. And I must be able to use my tools. Precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. When Helmut brought the body to my cell, I was rather surprised to hear a familiar sound. At first, I was sure that my knife had been used to do the deed. But no, a chisel. An ordinary chisel.
It's certainly no assassin's blade.
Nonetheless, the bell would have suggested my involvement. Excuse me. Compounding the matter is the fact that I am the only person in this prison permitted to use such tools. It was clear that I would become the prime suspect, and so the chisel had to be removed and hidden.
Hold it!
You still claim that all you did was have the dog move the body? That you had nothing to do with the killing?
How could I? I told you, the chisel is not mine. You need not take my word, Mr. Edgeworth. Why not have it checked for fingerprints?
Eustace. Huh? Me? But I don't know how to check for prints. Get forensics. Oh, right. Sure thing. What an idiot. We got him. Fingerprints. They're Mr. Knight's.
And Mr. Canis's?
Nope. just Mr. Knight's. Oh, and forensics said there's no sign of any prints having been wiped off.
Only Knight's fingerprints? This isn't good.
Should I get them to check again?
Now do you see? I've never so much as touched that chisel. Helmut carried it in his mouth, that is all. Therefore, any prints must belong to whoever had it last. Arrgh.
So the murder weapon belonged to the victim.
Oh, that's not helpful. As I said, I've not touched the chisel. Therefore, I cannot be the killer. Or do you wish to suggest otherwise?
Arrgh. I've got nothing to counter with. But what could this mean? Is he not the killer after all? Is he actually telling the truth? No, he can't be.
I am sure this goes without saying, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you do not find a solution to your current predicament and quickly, I will have little choice but to relieve you of your badge. Even my patience has a limit, and I will not tolerate you throwing this investigation into chaos. Am I clear?
You done it now, sir. She's serious.
I hate to admit it, but the fingerprints turn everything on its head. Without more evidence, I'm back to square one.
Wait, something doesn't add up. A few things, actually. What would Mr. Knight have needed a chisel for?
You can do a lot with a chisel, child. Break out of prison, for one.
Alright, then how did it get in here? There's no way guards would let him bring a super sharp tool in with him, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, Earth to Mr. Edgeworth. You can't stand there hemming and hawing just because of a little setback. The important thing is finding the truth, you know? It doesn't matter how we get there, as long as we save Simeon in the end. We can't give up, now or ever.
Yeah, what she said.
I'll second that. You won me around with that, Kay. I'm half tempted to offer you a job for real. It's like I said, the defense never rests. Or rather, like your pop said. What do you think lies at the heart of those words, Miles? Any guesses?
The heart of those words.
It's like this. As defense attorneys, our client's fate rests on our shoulders. We're the only ones they can turn to. Simeon's our client, and we're the only ones who can save him. So we can't rest, not while he's counting on us. I'm not about to turn my back on your old man's legacy. Are you?
I'm an associate with the defense now. No, I'm an associate with my father's firm. That's the role I have chosen, and that means that if I fail to save my client, I have failed in my duties. I will honor my father's vision and save Simeon Saint. No matter what setbacks I face, I cannot admit defeat. If one path is blocked, I must simply find another.
There we go. That's the Miles Edgeworth I know. Now let's find a new path forward. We can start by trying to figure out how Mr. Knight brought that chisel into the prison.
Right. How would Knight have managed to bring a chisel here?
Take that!
Usually it wouldn't be possible to bring a metal object into this facility undetected.
Because of the security gates, right?
Correct. But we already know that checks at one of the gates haven't been entirely thorough of late. Namely, the gate at the entrance to the detention center.
Yes. So the weapon was smuggled in the chess set. That doesn't help our case.
Hidden inside his pocket chess set.
That does answer one of our questions, and it suggests that the chisel was indeed Mr. Knight's and not Mr. Canis's.
However, we still have one rather pressing problem to address. That the security footage in which Knight is attacked by a dog. How does one explain it if Mr. Canis was not the culprit?
But then,
How do you explain his prints not being on the murder weapon? This one's a real three-piper.
The court too finds itself wanting for satisfactory explanation.
Wait, sir! I think it might be time to show you another one of my secret weapons. Introducing secret weapon number 4, Lil V.
What sort of name is that, detective?
I came up with it myself, sir. Anyway, you can use it to analyze the video footage. An excellent idea. Perhaps then you might finally see that I am telling the truth.
Who knows if there's anything to be found, but it has to be worth a try.
Alright, want me to talk you through how to use it?
Seeing as I'm not exactly familiar with video analysis techniques, perhaps I should hear him out. If you could run me through its functions, detective, that would be most appreciated.
Yes, sir. So basically, you just gotta do what you always do. Examine anything that catches your eye.
And I can examine things with why, I see.
Next up, say those controls on the bottom of the screen. Panels left and right, wind. Yeah, okay.
I didn't need an explanation. I could have figured this out. Okay. Hold cursor and use the panel. Yes. Okay. Okay. I got it. Okay. I regret asking for the explanation. Yes, yes. Okay. If so, yes. All right. Gumshoe just started yapping. Oh, I wasn't paying much attention. Yeah, we asked about his special interest. He's giving a tutorial, but it was very straightforward, and I immediately regretted asking for the explainer. All right. Pause. Oh, it's gonna be the bear, isn't it? Yep.
Wait, that's... I suspect we may have made a critical error of judgment. What we're looking at here is no dog. This animal is... bear. That's not a dog, it's a bear.
What? So the paw prints from the photo I took...
We're not canine, but ursine.
A bear, so that could mean...
Yes, I think it could. After all, who else do we know with such a pet? And if we were mistaken about the creature in the footage, it's not inconceivable that we were mistaken about the person in the footage too.
Maybe there's something in there that could prove it, sir. Something that shows it wasn't Knight?
You're right. We can't see the person's face, which means a direct identification is out of the question. But perhaps there's something that can tell us who they are indirectly.
Indirectly? Like the mirror?
Yes, it's certainly worth a look.
Okay. Let's go. Oh God. Okay. Okay, good. I ain't seeing shit in here. They like really emphasized the mirror, but I'm thinking that maybe let's see. Oh, here we go. Nothing. God. Okay. Come on.
The figure is reflected in the mirror here, too. Is that a hat?
Say, doesn't that look like the hats the gods wear, sir? Ah, jeez, is that what I think it is?
Have there been any reports of one of the animals attacking a guard recently?
Not that I heard of.
So this may not be a guard at all, but somebody dressed as one. Perhaps this might shed a little light on the matter.
Take that!
So no guards have reported being attacked by an animal as far as we know. But we did hear about a guard's spare uniform being stolen. Could the person in the security footage perhaps be someone disguised as a guard? Someone attempting to escape without being noticed.
God disguise. I guess that might work. Wait, weren't we just talking about someone?
We were indeed. Someone who seems to have successfully made his escape. We'd assumed that it was night in the security footage.
Well, it was his cell. It's hardly a crazy theory.
Perhaps. But now that we know about the hole under the bed, it is no longer the only possibility. Whoever had access to the tunnel could very well be the one caught on camera.
And who was that, Mr. Edgeworth? Would you care to tell the court who you believe this person to be?
The person in the security footage is...
Take that!
I believe I know who our guard in disguise is. It's none other than Rocco Carcerito, the prisoner who recently escaped from this facility. I'm confident it's him because he was assigned a polar bear cub as his companion.
But the bear in the video is all black.
Indeed, and we have evidence that explains why. The evidence that explains the polar bear's dark fur is...
Is it just the tunnel? He got dirty?
Take that!
You mean to tell the court that this somehow explains how a white bear became black? Call me a dum-dum, but qua? How does that even work, Malzarino? Ooh, okay. Brutal. Okay. Oh. Okay. So it's this, right?
Take that!
Recall, if you will, Mr. Frank Sawat's testimony.
Yes. The mud pack. Yes. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Thank you, flashback. I remember.
While the circus performance was underway, he was giving one of the animals a mud pack treatment.
And that animal could have been...
Indeed, our polar bear.
Mr. Edgeworth, your latest assertion simply introduces yet another contradiction. The footage from the security camera.
I fully understand, Your Honor, and your doubts are entirely justified. Mr. Saw had mentioned applying the mud pack while the circus performance was underway. And this does indeed introduce a new contradiction concerning the security footage.
It does?
Yes, let's put it this way. When would you expect the footage to have been recorded, Kay?
If it was taken right after he applied the mud pack treatment, it should have been around 9 a.m.
In which case, something isn't right about the footage.
Really? What's that?
What new contradiction?
Yeah, it's probably the timestamp. Yes.
Take that!
Mr. Sawat said he administered the treatment around 9 a.m., in which case the security footage should also show a time of around 9. However, the timestamp says 6:42 a.m. On the day of the murder, the prisoners all went out to the yard to watch the circus. All except 3. Mr. Canis, who remained in his cell in maximum security, Mr. Sawat, who was administering a mud pack in the treatment workshop, and Rocco Carceredo, who had been waiting at the precise moment to put his escape plan into action. I believe he entrusted the bear to Mr. Sawat before entering the tunnel. And the bear slipped out of Mr. Sawat's grasp to run after its human. Mr. Sawat would have then left the workshop to pursue the bear, at which point he saw Mr. Canis's dog retrieving the murder weapon from Knight's body. It all fits perfectly except for the security footage, which should have been recorded from around 9 a.m. However, the timestamp is 3 hours off.
But why would the timestamp be wrong?
Detective, I would like to have the security camera examined right away, please.
I'm back, sir. I just talked to the guards and... Seems like the time codes can slip on these cameras if they lose power.
What?
They're pretty old, sir. Guess the clock stops when the power's off.
Which would mean the power was off for approximately 3 hours at some point.
That's not all, sir. You remember how Knight denied stealing the keys? No one believed him, considering, well, you know, he seemed kind of like the only suspect. Turns out that wasn't all he said. He also said he was knocked out cold, just like the other guy.
Which may not necessarily have been a lie.
Darlings, there you are. How goes the investigation? Is there anything I can do to help things along?
Actually, there might be something we can do for you, Warden Lagarde. The escapee, Mr. Carceredo. I believe he may still be on the premises. He is disguised as a guard. Here's the proof you should you need it. We're reasonably certain that the person captured on this tape is our man.
Lagarde, what a weird last name.
Hey, Mr. Carceredo would have been wearing a bracelet, right?
Yes, a bracelet that could be easily be hidden under the sleeves of his stolen uniform. Furthermore, the doors of the prison proper don't have those sensors that detect the bracelets installed.
Engarde's long-lost sister, their last names are similar. Yeah, yeah. Engarde is just his stage name. He really is a Lagarde deep down.
So if he avoided doors with sensors, he could simply wait for an opportunity to finally make his escape.
Matt Lagarde, yeah.
Well, yes, I suppose that he could. He'd just have to avoid the workshops and the cells and...
Oh my. He's one of you, isn't he? He's here right now.
Look, it's Teddy.
Oh, busted.
Hey, pause off. Get your mitts off of me, you big palooka.
Thank you, Teddy. Very kind of you to confirm our suspicions.
Dang it, kid. If it wasn't for you, I'd,
What a thing it is to be loved, huh, Mr. Carceredo? I'm almost envious.
Gods, apprehend this man.
A moment, if you will. I have some questions for our would-be escapee. If we are to learn the truth, I will need to speak with him. With your permission, of course.
I can hardly say no, now can I?
Well, come on then. Hit me with your best shot.
Mr. Carceredo's escape route led directly into Knight's cell, so it's highly possible he had something to offer. Tell me what you were doing on the day Mr. Knight's body was discovered.
All right, I'm gonna call it here. Even though it feels like we're close to the end, I've been feeling like I'm close to the end for like an hour now. So we're gonna call it here, and we'll probably wrap this case up tomorrow, it feels like. But yes, I am calling it here. But I appreciate y'all. I hope you had some fun. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully to wrap this case up. Until then, I still wonder if this is the last case. I don't think so. It kind of feels like it could be, though, the way that the whatever ruling body of the courts is involved in stuff. Oh fuck, it's episode 2. We still got a long way to go. Yeah. But that's all good. We will get there in time, in due time. But yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully we'll finish this up then. And until then, peace.
I've been waiting, anticipating. This could finally be the end. Life's degrading, hope is fading. I could really use a friend. Remember when we got way too drunk? We said this is too fun, we can never go back to that. I miss the nights when I could feel young, thinking I was so strong. Now my light is faded like an old tap. Someone tell me this is not the best we're gonna get, 'cause I can't keep on living life with nothing but regret. Life is meant to be lived, but I can't afford it. They don't give a fuck about us down here. Even when you wanna party, you cannot get started when you don't got money for beer. I don't want to waste my time earning someone else's dollars and dimes. when you do not wake up, you'll finally know peace.